Morning, Trainiacs. This here is the Tacx Neo 2T Smart. This is the Tacx version of their top of the line smart trainer. This is the best of the best. Now, there are already some really good reviews out there that go into the nitty-gritty details of testing exactly how accurate this is, like to the millisecond of how responsive it is. Now, those reviews are great, but in my experience, that isn't how most people use it. Most people aren't going to take weeks and weeks to go through every last little bit of a trainer. They want to be able to pull a trainer out of the box, have it work really quickly, and have it feel really good without a whole lot of fussing around. Now, I'm gonna link to some of the really good videos that go into the nitty-gritty details at the end of this video, if that's what you're looking for. But what we're gonna go through today is, what is this like to set up? How does it compare to the Wahoo KICKR that I've historically used as far as user friendliness? How quickly can we get this set up in the course of one ride really quickly to be a fully functioning high-end smart trainer that has a really good user experience and all that good accuracy that you would expect from a high-end trainer? I'm looking forward to this. I've heard good things. So right now it is 10:02 a.m. Let's go through the unboxing starting now and see how long it takes us to actually get this set up. First thing you're gonna notice is that this is a very heavy box. It's a heavy unit. Compared to the Wahoo or the Hammer H2, H3, it's got a few extra pounds and it's a little bit harder to move around if you end up going from one place to another. Manual, axle, through axle, cable, other half, the power brick of the cable. Now, it's packaged fairly nicely in the box, but there is no handle on top, which would make it a little bit easier to get around if you're trying to go from one place to another. Otherwise, that's it. That's all you got in the box. Pretty basic. Now to fold it out, I think very simple, just like that, and fold it down. The reverse of that, to fold it back up if you want to travel, there are some tabs under here that you're gonna flip and then flip it back. Not the worst, but one of the things that you are gonna have to do is you're gonna have to get a cassette from your bike or the previous trainer that you've got, or you're gonna have to buy one if you don't want to take the cassette off of your bike. That's gonna be a cost of another, call it 60 to 80 bucks if you don't already have the tools to be able to do that. Getting yourself a cassette is really quite easy. That's the handle there that I like. All you have to do is go to either your old trainer or to your rear bike tire. And once you've got the tools to do it, you need a cassette nut, I think that's what that's called. Pop it in, get a big crescent wrench, just a normal one that most people would have. Tighten that up, and then here's the specific tool that you need. You need a chain whip to hold that in place. And then, come on, there you go. And then you just simply slide it off and then go put it back on. Now that's on, we're ready to put it together, and we're at 10:17, 15 minutes. So the footprint of this, as far as the room that it takes up around the trainer, is pretty big. I would say maybe 30-40% larger than a KICKR or a Hammer. So if you're tight on space, that's a consideration. And like the Hammer, unlike the KICKR, you're gonna need a riser block underneath the front wheel, which is supplied to. once you've got it settled into the unit, you want to put in the skewer. You want to have the lever from your skewer on the non-drive side, on the non-cassette side. Now it seems like a silly thing to pick on, but it's worth noting you got lots of slack on this. So I'm about 10 feet away from the wall, and I have more than enough room. The last thing you're going to need to do before you get rolling on this is you're going to have to download the Tacx app. We've got to connect to the trainer. We've got to check and see if there's any firmware updates. Seeing it pop up right away is good. First, we've got to do the device defaults, body weight, bike weight, and then we'll check for a trainer update and let it run. The nice thing about the Tacx 2T is that it doesn't need calibration. A lot of the other devices, you've got to do a spin down basically every single time you move the trainer or unplug it or reset it or update it. You've got to calibrate these trainers constantly. This, you don't. It's automatically calibrated for you. Update complete. 2 minutes to do that. All right, so we're currently sitting at 33 minutes. That's about what I would expect. Let's see how long it takes to actually get us set up and riding in Zwift. If you want to find me, first name is T, last name is Riathlon Terran. And for the Team Trainiac athletes, everyone's putting hashtag Team Trainiac after. So we've got a pair for the power source. So this is where we want to see how easy it is to pair. So I'm riding right now, so it should be awake and they should be able to see it. So something I just had to do to get it to appear was I had to turn the Bluetooth off on my phone because it was connected with that update that we did at the start. See if we can connect this with cadence. So we've got a cadence sensor and controllable, and we are riding. So start to finish, it's currently 10:41. Looking at 39 minutes, including a lot of messing around with the camera, moving it to different angles. So you're looking at about a 30-minute setup process. Now let's see what first impressions are for the ride. How does it actually feel? Okay, so I've been riding for about 37 minutes. Initial impressions are good. It's a high-end trainer. It feels, I would say, a little bit smoother, like more gradual changes in the resistance from a kicker. You can maybe hear right now that it does have the feature of cobbles. So as you go over cobbles, there's a little bit of a grind. And so far it's good. Just the general ride feel is fantastic, exactly what you'd expect from a high-end trainer. But I'm gonna do some tests here of really low cadence, really high cadence, and then some high power, and we'll see how the performance is on that. All right, we're gonna drop it down to somewhere around probably 60. We can still feel out 60, and it's changing right away, and it changed. And the power picked it up right away. That's a big thing. A lot of trainers will end up needing some time to catch up. All right, let's do some high power intervals and see how they go. So the thing I'm looking for when I do the high power intervals are, does it skip at all? Like, does it lose the resistance? And that's what sometimes even the high-end trainers end up missing on. Try that here. Step up. Smooth once it gets up there. And let's go. Okay, that was good. And we'll try that going from a little bit higher cadence, which is how you can really trick a trainer High cadence, bring it up. And no slippage, that was good. So high power, low cadence, it's good so far. We'll try a high cadence. Now, if anything, I would guess this high cadence is a little high. It's reading around 120, and I'm guessing it should be closer to 110. This is the decibel level of me talking. So you can see that just me talking is louder than the trainer itself. Talking is somewhere around 70, 72 decibels, while the trainer itself is closer to around 56 decibels, which is fine if you have sleeping people in the house. All good. There's a couple of things that I noticed. Let me wrap this up. I've got 16 more minutes and tell you the final few things. Overall, good. Just a little different if you're coming from some of the other trainers. Okay, that was good. It was really good. I've been saying for a couple of years that whether it's the top of the line hammer trainer, the kicker trainer, or this trainer, it's kind of splitting hairs. I'm glad that I was proved right just now. So upon first glance, is this a good trainer? Yeah, it's everything that it's supposed to be as a top of the line trainer. Thing to know about this is that it's $1,399 US, whereas the top of the line kicker trainer is $1,199. These are the two that are compared the most. What do you get with the kicker? Well, what I've always said with the kicker is that if you want compatibility with the climb where the front end goes up and down, then you have to get the kicker. It doesn't work with other trainers. However, that climb costs a lot more money, so you're into it for more than this trainer. If you don't want the climb, then it opens it up to the kicker, to the Tacx 2T Neo, to the Hammer H3 as the top of the line trainers. This is going to be the most expensive. What do you get for that extra couple $100? Well, in my experience, I would say that this is probably the most road-like feel. It's the most accurate, it's the most instant going on hills and feeling that road feel. There's really no feeling at all like you're on a trainer and it's manually adding or taking away resistance. In addition to that, what I would say is the base of this, with that wider footprint, it's actually going to have more stability overall while still having a little bit of actual play, which I kind of like, because you know that the entire unit is going to be stable, but it's not like riding on a 2x4 that is turning your undercarriage raw. So I like that a lot. As far as the power surges, the low cadence goes, as far as the accuracy of it all checks out. But if you want a full review, if you want a full head-to-head comparison between this and a kicker, between this and an H3, or between this and the new Tacx Flux 2, the more budget but still really good smart trainer, hit the subscribe button below because I'll be doing those in the next month. It's good. That's how you set it up. I expected really good and I got really good. You'd get it too. All right, later Trainiacs.